Tristana, one of the best 1v1 AD carries in the game. She is not exactly meta right now, but that's because, you know, other champions have been highly popular. Vayne, extremely overpowered. Jinx, very strong. And Tristana, well, she kind of has to snowball to do stuff here. Anyway, hello fellow Misfortunates, and welcome to this Tristana analysis. We're watching Rekkles, who is a professional League of Legends player. You know, I'm not too deep in the pro scene, but it's always nice to have a look at what actual professionals are doing with this game. So, with Tristana, well, Tristana and Rell in lane, they are both very strong all-in champions, so they would have liked to get that level 2 advantage, but, well, Jinx and Lulu got it, so they have to play it safe here. They have to stay a little bit farther back. When you look at the wave, those melee minions, they need to kill all of them. Yeah, now they're level 2. Now they can actually start doing stuff if they want to. Against Tristana, it was very smart of Jinx and Lulu to prioritize getting level 2 first, because you never want to have level disadvantage against Tristana. She punishes those mistakes so extremely hard. Yeah, you can see right there her engage, super strong, forcing that out right away. So if that happens to you, especially at a level disadvantage, you're not gonna have much fun. But yeah, I mean, this is a very high level game. Those players are all high elo. I think Rekkles' account, even though it's just the beginning of the season, it's already Diamond 3. So yeah, it's actually a pretty skilled lobby. But let's talk about the build real quick. So Tristana, she is an all-in champion, yes. And as such, I personally would say it's better to go a longsword. No, not longsword. It's better to go Doran's Blade 1 potion. As you can see, Rekkles went for not for Doran's Blade, but for Longsword and 3 potions instead. So what does that do? Obviously you are way more resilient against poke damage because you have 3 potions. You're also closer to finishing your first item because Longsword is an actual component. However, Longsword is much, much weaker than Doran's Blade. Especially the 80 flat health on Doran's Blade can go a long way during early game all-ins. And Tristana being the all-in champion she is, I mean, I'm not too sure. I'm personally take that with a grain of salt. I'm personally not a fan of Longsword 3 pots. I like my Doran's Blades, but it's definitely a viable strategy. I mean, Rekkles is doing it. His lane opponent is doing it too. So, I guess it's fine. It's definitely fine. You can do it. I'm just not a fan. But yeah, in that lane, well, Jinx, Lulu, hyperscaling, you know. Lulu empowers Jinx in the late game. Especially once Jinx hits level 9, it's a little bit rough because her range is so high. It's quite difficult to deal with her. She got the lethal tempo too, so she will have extended range as well during team fights. So yeah, that's quite rough. But in the very, very late game, like we're talking level 16 plus. Okay, what do we have here? Yeah, finds that all in, gets the rocket jump reset. Yeah, that was well played. They trade kills at the end of the day, but it's still worth. Jinx, of course, kills help her. She's an AD carry. She wants items. She needs to scale. But Tristana snowballs harder. If she gets a lead, she has way more options to just, well, yeah, to just force it on you. Yeah, okay, there we go. With a flash too. And there you can clearly see Hail of Blades extremely valuable in these trades. Actually, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Hail of Blades was active during the second engage here, but in that first round where she killed Lulu, super crucial. But yeah, a quick talk about the rune page. Rekkles is going for, let's have a look. Yeah, Hail of Blades, Taste of Blood, a Zombie Ward, Ravenous Hunter, Overheal, and Legend Bloodline. So the 2 rune choices that stand out here are Overheal and the Zombie Ward. So Zombie Ward, just like Eyeball Collection, does give you 18 extra attack damage when fully stacked. The problem, of course, is trying to stack it. What's this racket here? Big plays in the top lane. But yeah, so Eyeball Collection, a huge source of attack damage, which is nice. It's essentially an absolute focus when fully stacked that doesn't have a health requirement. But Zombie Ward does the same thing, right? Once you have it stacked fully, it's also 18 extra attack damage. But the problem is, of course, stacking it, especially when you don't have access to a sweeper lens. However, because this is high elo, Rekkles expects the enemy to place more than enough wards, so it will get stacked. And you have the additional, you don't just have the 18 attack damage, you also have the utility factor right, of those zombie wards. But in our average solo queue games, I mean, I'm playing in mid-diamond, and I would go Eyeball Collection. I wouldn't risk the zombie ward never stacking. The other interesting choice that's a little bit, well, unusual is Overheal. Well, typically on Tristana, you want to make use of her reset mechanics, right? So you want to keep going and going with your rocket jumps, because they do reset when you get a kill or a takedown in general, or when you fully stack your E. So Triumph, of course, keeps you healthy during when you jump deeper and deeper. You will take damage, so the healing comes in clutch. But Overheal, it's better for the late game for sure, because, well, does it scale with level? It scales, yeah, kind of. I mean, it scales with your max health, and your health scales with level. So, okay, another full engage. Oof, nasty. Yeah, especially finishing with that ulti. Many Tristana players, actually, especially in lower elo, are afraid to finish them with their ult, because if they fail to kill them, then ult pushes them away, and you essentially give the enemy a free escape. So you need to know your damage numbers for this. But Tristana's ult actually does a ton of damage. I think it's like 300 magic damage on... Okay, yeah, okay, she's dead. She's definitely dead. But yeah, I think it's like 300 magic damage, yeah. 300 magic damage on rank 1. That's massive, actually. Some people might argue that it being magic damage would be a bad thing, because, of course, it doesn't scale with your Last Whisper item, or with Collector's Lethality, if you fancy this one. But actually, having sources of magic damage is quite strong in the early game, because if you look at this, Jinx has 46 armor. Oh god, we're going again. Yo, but this is kind of like how you need to play with Tristana. You need to go for these all... Oh, that was so close. You need to go for these all-ins. Of course, they are risky by nature, but they do favor you, generally speaking, especially when you have this item advantage, right? Jinx is sitting on pickaxe, double longsword. Tristana on pickaxe, noon quiver, dagger. That's slightly more stats. But yeah, the point I was making, or I was trying to make a few seconds ago, is that magic damage in the early game, or not just, well, in the... Let's call it early game. During lane phase, early stages of mid-game, magic damage actually way stronger than physical damage, because champions tend to have more armor than magic resist. You see, Tristana, for example, she has, 54 armor and 37 magic resist. So the damage reduction on the physical side is way stronger, which means Tristana's ult being magic damage is actually a huge buff to her in the early game. Okay, this might get ugly, but Tristana does have her jump, right? So it shouldn't... Yeah, okay, it's alright. Tristana, also quite the safe champion, you know, because this is like a 900 units jump. This is, how many Teemo lengths? 3? I don't know. No, Teemo is not 300 units wide. Teemo is 100 units wide, right? Okay. Anyway, Rekkles taking that Gromp here for a quick farm. If we look at the lane state, all he needs to do there is wait for the wave to come. There's no point walking up there, risk dying, and then losing the wave to it. No, no, no. You just wait, and while you wait under tower, might as well take that Gromp. This Noon Quiver, it's 20 physical bonus damage to minions and monsters, so it does actually help you clear the jungle too, which is quite nice. Also, you don't lose much health because Gromp regenerates you when you kill it. So yeah, just using that downtime to maximize farm. Like, farming well is at the core of what you need to do as an AD carry, because AD carries scale incredibly hard with items, and the faster you get these items, the better. Alright, zombie ward coming into play here. So yeah, Jinx, definitely the way stronger mid-game because of her level 9 power spike with her max rank Q. But Tristana's range keeps scaling with her passive, right? Can we see how much she has? Yeah, okay. 581 right now at level 8. So already above average, and once you're like max level, it's I think a little bit, or is it Caitlyn range then, or is it a little bit farther? I actually don't know. But the point is, you can just stand there, auto people to death, and especially with the item build, you see we finished Kraken Slayer already, and Kraken Slayer, you know, you need 3 autos to trigger it, right? But Hail of Blades is 3 auto attacks, so you definitely trigger it with Hail of Blades. And the item build for Tristana is actually quite interesting. So many people go for like fancy all-in items like a Storm Razor second item or what have you. But actually the combination of Kraken Slayer plus Phantom Dancer is so incredibly strong Where are they? Everyone's missing. Anyway, when the enemy's missing, you just push in, force them to come back. We could have a look. Yeah, okay, they just recalled. You push in the wave to make them miss farm, to force them to return to lane. But yeah, the combination of Phantom Dancer and Kraken Slayer, super strong, because, well, Kraken Slayer rewards you for having high attack speed, and in order to trigger Phantom Dancer fast, you need high attack speed to... Oh my god, with a tower dive, yeah. Okay, flashing right after, this is also another thing. Well, the flash looked fancy there, but I'm not sure if it was needed, because, you know, this is what I meant earlier. When you ult, and you basically give them a free escape, obviously that's not as important if you jump behind them and ult them towards your base, but still, it can give them an escape path. However, when you use your ult to fully trigger your, or to get your E to 4 stacks, that also resets your jump cooldown, so you can jump right after them. It's not a big deal, really, even if they live. So that's why I said I'm not sure if the flash was really needed there, because Tristana could have as well just straight up caught her with her W, but I guess better safe than sorry, especially in these clutch tower dive situations. So, I mean, it worked. That's all that matters. And yeah, Lee Sin guarding here, so they can steal the jungle away. But yeah, the synergies between Kraken Slayer and Phantom Dancer, they're actually so huge. Because Phantom Dancer, well, it's kind of like, it's a tricky item, because to get its full value, you obviously need to get it to 5 stacks, like auto-attack 5 times. But attack speed is worth more the less you have of it, but you need some kind of attack speed to actually get your Phantom Dancer stacks reliably. So Kraken Slayer kind of solves this problem because it's a huge source of attack speed, and it rewards you for auto-attacking a lot as well. Okay, that's dead. She just suicided into the tower to not give the kill to Lee Sin. And especially with Hail of Blades, just getting those 3 auto-attacks off super quickly, already getting you to 3 stacks for Phantom Dancer too. So yeah, this is a very big 2-item power spike Rekkles is working towards right now, and this is a big one. Obviously killing the low health target first. Yeah, she's out of mana. Well, it was enough mana for a jump. So yeah, this is also why some people like to take Presence of Mind on Tristana. She's not exactly mana hungry, because if you look at her abilities, well, her ult obviously costs 100, her E costs 70, her jump costs 60, which is quite inexpensive actually, and her Q is completely free. So Tristana is typically, because she's mainly auto-attack based, except for her all-in combo, she's not really mana hungry. However, especially during the early game, if you want to make absolutely sure, you can in fact always cast your jump resets, then a Presence of Mind is actually a fine choice. So right now, Rekkles finished his Phantom Dancer, in fact, and with this pickaxe, I would assume he's working towards Infinity Edge, which is fine. Lord Dom's always has value, keep that in mind. Lord Dom's third is never bad, but Infinity Edge third can also work against squishier targets if you are, well... Oh, come on. Talon behind him. But I should have this Phantom Dancer at max stacks, just kite them around. The movement speed, the attack speed, and his range is quite massive too already. Yeah, there we go. Keeping jumping forward. Yeah, that was quite nasty actually. But about the Infinity Edge versus Lord Dom's thing, the percent armor penetration from Lord Dom's is quite high, even against 0 bonus armor targets, simply because armor scales with levels. So, and magic resist not as much, but armor scales quite hard, and Lord Dom's penetrates total armor, not just bonus armor. So Lord Dom's is never bad, especially against tanky opponents. It's more important to get a third when you go for like a lethality build, because of how lethality and percent armor penetration interact. So yeah, Infinity Edge third on a mostly auto-attack based AD carry is definitely fine, but don't sleep on Lord Dom's, everyone. It's a super good item. Ooh, okay. Are they fine? It's close. Yeah, okay. I mean, they trade here. It was quite greedy. They're overextended in the enemy jungle. Generally speaking, all you need to do in a situation like this is just push past river and then roam and create pressure in another lane. For example, he could have just went mid lane and created pressure there. Instead, trying to trap them, well, paid the price for it a little bit. But it was still an okay fight, I would guess, but not the cleanest macro-wise, if you ask me. No, red team's on the run. You see level 10 Jinx, she has max rank in her Q, and she just keeps chasing people with her lethal tempo. Okay, but yeah, solo lanes are too fed. So again, Tristana right now is in her small mid-game power trough, which is obviously a little bit counteracted by the strong synergies of Kraken Slayer and Phantom Dancer, but still, at this point in the game, assuming Tristana's quite fed, yeah, but assuming equal gold, at this point in the game, Jinx, generally speaking, would be stronger. Oof. Yeah, and just finishing them with Burst. Okay. I mean, you see it. The burst damage is insane. The catch potential is insane. She's a strong duelist. Jinx is more like a strong team fighter. She needs to ramp up her damage with lethal tempo. She needs to kite from range with Q, or even in minigun form, she needs to get those stacks first. Whereas Tristana, she just explodes you in 4 auto attacks. As you see, it's insane. Just insane. And now with numbers advantage, I mean, what's blue team gonna do? They're popping Herald here, getting that crucial second mid lane tower. And mid lane towers, I mean, you all know, they are quite important. They are huge sources of vision near the jungle areas. So getting these essentially gives you complete jungle control. And we get another Herald charge here. Yeah, they can just keep going, can't they? And Tristana might get a jump on Jinx there. This looks suspicious. Okay, just autoing from range, playing it safe. I respect it, definitely. But yeah, okay, there's a jump forward. And the autos on Jinx. Oof, this might, yeah, they're crushing them. Can they just finish? That'd be crazy. It just keeps jumping. Yeah, they can finish this. Anyway, you see Tristana snowballing so incredibly hard. But this is exactly what you need to do. You need to look for these all-in opportunities and punish your opponent's mistakes. Anyway, that's the game. If you want to see a more in-depth analysis of other AD carries, then click the link on your screen right there.